Good evening, Dish Gods listeners.
Really, we're doing that reference?
Fuck off. Welcome to Dish Gods. I am Little Bear, and as always, I am accompanied by my co-host / host,
Max.
Hey, there you are.
Just wanted to see how long, if I could create like an uncomfortable pause there, keep you on your toes.
Well, how you doing?
I'm doing good. We took a week off.
We did. I don't know if anyone noticed.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys noticed. Yeah, we did miss a week. It's the first time we've ever missed a week since we started the show.
Yeah, we've been doing it for 8.5 months now.
Something like that, and we have yet to actually miss a week.
Except for last week.
And it was an intentional miss.
We purposely, or Max decided.
Okay, I needed a moment.
You need a little breather. You
Yeah.
needed some vacation time.
I needed a vacation. I had a very nice one. I drove up to Vancouver, Canada. Had a really nice time. Wound up on a nude beach. That was interesting.
No, I want to talk to you about this for a second.
Okay.
Because before you went to Canada, you brought up the fact that you said, hey, look, I found a nude beach on Google or whatever. You were doing some research about the area. And he said, this is one place that I'm not going to go to because all I'm going to see is like old man dong for days.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
And where is like one of the first places you went to?
The nude beach. But
exactly.
Let me tell you the story.
So you want to see a bunch of old man dong floating around like fucking windsocks at an airport.
They look like old bratwursts.
Or you just wanted to like creep on some chicks.
Okay, well,
which I mean, hey, you know what? Teach their own.
Okay, first of all, to be on a nude beach is literally like my hell on earth. I've realized. So the story is, I'm driving up to Canada. I wasn't planning on staying there for too long. I wasn't even planning on staying overnight. So, stupid me, I forgot to bring my phone charger. Right. So I'm using Google Maps this whole time. I'm using my navigation, even though I was just on like the fucking I-5 pretty much the whole way.
Yeah.
So I was
like the I-5 corridor.
Yeah, I was like, I didn't really need it most of the way. So I go through the border. I'm there, which, by the way, really quick, the border guy was very short with me. I drove up. I was being my adorable self. I was speaking some French. I was like, bonjour, monsieur. Comme ça va?
Wrong side of Canada, dick.
And he was just like, what are you doing here? And I was like, damn, all right, I guess I won't be cute then. So I pull in, and I'm like, my battery's at like 18%. I'm like, fuck, dude. Like, my phone's going to die, and I don't know how to get back to the border. You know what I mean? So I'm like, I got to hurry. So I'm driving. Traffic's terrible.
It's easy. You just head south.
Okay, whatever. So I get to I'm at a point where I'm like, okay, I need to stop. I'm like a mile outside of the beach I wanted to go to, because there's a beach right next to the nude beach that was my goal. So I stop about an hour out, or a mile out, and I was like, I can walk. The weather's nice. So I stop. I write directions. I'm like, cool, good, I'm set. So I get out. I start walking. All of a sudden, I see all these signs. I see all these people walking. I'm like, they're fully clothed. There's like 1,000 stairs. I'm going to go. So I'm fully dressed. You know what I mean? Like, I've got jeans on. I'm like, cool. Because I'm from an area where when you go to the beach, you're dressed. You can hang out at the beach in your jeans, and it's not weird.
Yeah.
So...
Jeans? Wait, jeans at a beach?
Have you never done that? You just go to the beach just to like unwind a little bit, walk along the water, you know?
I mean, I guess.
Maybe it's like a Southwest thing.
What beach do you have in Arizona?
Okay, well, like, when I go to California, like, me and my friends would go to the beach, and like sometimes you're wearing jeans, sometimes you're not. If it's cold out, like, you wear jeans. If you're not going in the water, like, you can just hang out. You know, you get a taco or a cup of coffee.
Okay. That now it makes sense. I thought you meant like you were going there for the day, hanging out with a towel.
Yeah, in my jeans,
like,
jean tanning.
Jeans.
Yeah. No. I was just like,
okay, I get that.
Yeah.
You know, pick up like taco truck food, walk around, do a Dexter thing.
I wasn't gonna go.
Creep.
I wasn't gonna go to the coast. I was like, I'll just go to Canada and check that out. So I'm walking down these steps. Everybody's clothed. There's kids. I'm like, this is the beach, I guess. Cool, great. And I get there. Like, I get a text. I'm on my phone. I walk down the steps. I hit sand. I look up. I'm like, shit. There's just a sea of old man boners, and I'm like, fuck. I'm here. I'm in like fucking creep suit. I've got my sunglasses on. I've got my phone out. I'm like, shit. I am officially a pervert. This is just like, I'm like, everybody's like, I know what your deal is, man. I know what you're here for. The penises, right? All right, I got your number.
Yeah.
So I was like, fuck, I gotta do some damage control real quick. So I look right, there's nothing. I look left, there's like some weird like bodega-y kind of things. So I go over there. I ended up talking to like this naked Jamaican guy who was selling like weird nudie towels. And I was just like, oh,
Dick
hey.
towels?
Essentially. So I was just like, I talked to him for a second. I was like, oh, cool. Hey, by the way, you're naked. So I'm going to go away. So then I had to go walk back up the 1,000 steps. Literally broke a sweat. It was weird. But then I just went into town and got a beer and hit the market and came back, and it was weird. But I realize now that nude beaches are not my thing.
Well, that's life.
Yeah.
Experience new things.
You try it out.
See if you like it.
I definitely would never go on a nude beach again, I don't think. Maybe like if I had like a group of friends or something, but it's true what they say. Like on a nude beach, 95% of the people there that are nude are people you normally don't want to see naked.
Yeah, but see, that defeats like the whole purpose, or not the whole purpose, but like it goes against everything. Like you're not there to see the people.
Well,
pervert.
Yeah.
You're there to just be there and be
then what's
yourself.
the point of having a nude beach? Why not just be clothed?
Just to be yourself. You just want to be there and be free.
Myself is not naked. I'm not one. I don't want to.
Well, then that's you. Go to the beach next door.
I tried.
But
right, well,
for people like you that want to wear clothes but go to the nude beach just to check out the fucking eye candy.
Oh yeah.
The beach is not for you, my friend.
I see you there, Gerald. How you hanging? Really, really low, it seems.
A little to the left.
A little to the left by the kneecaps.
Got a little lilt.
Cool. But enough about...
and by the way, about the whole French thing at the border that you were saying you're speaking French, there's a reason why they call it British Columbia, dick face.
Okay, you know what? I'm Canadian. I have deep Canadian blood runs in my veins. I know what section speaks French and what doesn't.
Apparently you don't.
All of it is French.
No.
If you don't speak French in Canada, then you're just doing it wrong.
Well, yeah, they do have French everywhere, but there's like they literally call it the French Quarter.
I understand.
Yeah.
But French is like a generally known, like if you're from Canada, you probably know a little bit of French.
Of course.
But I was just being coy. And the guy didn't like that. And I was kind of bummed. How are you doing? I guess is the question.
I'm all right.
Yeah, did you have a good week off from the show?
Yeah, it was very relaxing.
Yeah, what'd you do with your time off?
Hung out with the Doge, chilled with the girlfriend.
Nice.
Took care of my garden. The heat's really kind of doing a number on my plants right now. So
tell me about it.
Trying to keep them up and coming, but they are full bloom right now, dude. Nice. I am fucking nuts deep in green beans and sunflowers right now.
Do you have any plans?
Plans
for your plants? Any plants?
Oh yeah, I've been like freezing all my green beans so I can have them throughout the winter.
Oh, nice.
And then once the sunflowers come in, I'll harvest all the seeds. Mm-hmm. I'll save some for next year to replant, and then I usually end up like toasting most of them.
Nice.
Put them on salads.
Fancy.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah. Well, cool. I guess we're doing good. So let's get into the show. We got some really weird stuff. We're gonna get weird. Weird. Yeah.
We got animal attacks, futuristic sex robots, and
baby making
blowjob machines.
Well, that's like the sex robot thing. That's kind of like
implied. Okay. So sex robots, blowjob robots, and babies in
the future.
Laboratories.
In those laboratories. And we've got Song of the Week coming up. We're going to talk about that hot new DJ Khaled track.
Wow.
No, don't spoil it. All right, let's save it. So, yeah, we're going to get into it. What do you want to talk about first?
Let's do animal attacks.
All right, so fill me in, because you just kind of were like, let's talk about animals that are attacking. And I was like, okay, fill me in.
It's not really, I guess animals, yeah, they are attacking. But it's more so
when animals attack.
It's just more so the stupidity of people that cause these animals to attack.
Can you give me an example?
So in like Florida, there are these people at like this vacation destination, and
which is
all,
Florida.
Yeah, but it's like you don't want to go to all of Florida because some of it's just like the swampy bayou shit.
Down by
Everglades,
the bayou.
And like other parts are like nice sandy beaches.
Yeah.
So this place is kind of like a mix where it's like half sandy beach, but then they also have like
swamp.
that kind of Everglades feel to it.
Okay.
But anyway, these kids were like doing this rope swing, and as they're rope swinging into this like pond, the cameraman is looking around, and he's literally just focused on this alligator that's in the pond that these kids are jumping into. And the alligator is like chilling right by the dock. It's just doing that thing that they do where they're like waiting for the prey to come in, and then they kind of almost look like a log just floating there. And the guy never says anything, though. He just looks at the kids, he looks at everybody, and he's just recording this alligator. He doesn't say anything and watching everyone jump into the water.
Yeah.
And then he kind of pans out, and you see like 2 or 3 more, like parallel to this one, just chilling in the water.
Yeah.
And he never says anything until finally at the very end, this girl's about to jump in, and he goes, "Oh, there's an alligator!" And she freaks out, and it's like, "Oh, haha, that's so funny." But it's like, what the fuck is so funny about her jumping into a pond with like 4 living death machines? Like, they could just rip her apart.
Yeah. Actual literal dinosaurs.
Yeah. So, okay, that's the first one. That wasn't really an animal attack, but that's just more stupidity.
Yeah, it's a symptom.
But then we have a bear attack that happened recently in like, okay, I'm going to say it was like Montana.
Okay.
Because it sounds more,
rural. It's that wild rural part.
But it was she was an older lady. She's about 80 years old.
Good.
And she was walking her dog. And this bear came out and attacked her. And it grabbed her by the head. Just kind of fucking tossed her around like a rag doll for a second.
Yeah.
The lady ended up getting away from the bear. And the neighbor witnessed it and helped scare the bear off.
Okay.
They called, paramedics, whatever. The lady wasn't seriously injured. She bled a lot, didn't die. But they called Fish and Wildlife, and they came out to kill the bear, which pisses me off more than anything.
Yeah.
Because, one, the bear didn't do anything wrong. Because after Fish and Wildlife came out, they tracked the bear.
Yeah.
And they found that it had cubs because they found cub tracks.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, mama bear is just doing what mama bears do.
Naturally.
And protecting their young.
Yeah.
That's literally like if you went to the playground and you said, hey, that's a nice little cub you got there. What do you want to do? What do you think mama bear's going to do? She's going to fucking lash out and probably kill you.
Yeah.
Mama bear's just doing what mama bear's doing.
I'm just doing. Yeah. Know what I'm saying? It's real wild out there.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like...
it's just... And then when people freak out and they go, these animals are dangerous. It's like, no shit. They're
Stay
dangerous.
away from them.
These are literally apex predators in the wild. Like, they know nothing else but killing, eating, and feeding their young.
For me, it's like there's only so much interaction we should have, because like when you look at like our bodies versus like a lion, right? We are ill-equipped to handle an interaction or altercation with a lion. Like, a lion has both a face weapon and the rest of its limbs are weapons.
Paw weapons, face weapons.
Yeah, we're basically stumps compared to fucking lions. You know what I mean? We're just walking fucking meals at that point.
Yeah, we're walking flesh bags. And like you said earlier, we are ill-equipped to handle a bear attack.
Yeah.
We can barely handle a bear attack as people.
It's a simple thing of... if you don't know, it's like when you're growing up, your mom's like, hey, if you don't know what it is, don't put it in your mouth. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
don't
the
eat
Mr.
shit
Yuck
off the
stickers,
floor.
dude. Mr. Yuck.
And it's like, don't mess with animals. Like, I remember I was driving through this national park one time, I forget where, and there's signs all over about don't feed the wildlife.
Wow, wow, wow,
I
wow.
stop, and there's a car on the road in front of me. I had to stop behind it because they had pulled over so they could feed a raccoon literally in front of the sign that says "Don't feed the fucking wildlife." I was just like, "Are you fucking kidding me? You goddamn like imbecile!" Just fucking. I don't know when we decided as a society that it was just like, you know what, fuck it. Like, bears, tigers, who gives a fuck? Like, let's just fuck with them. Who cares? Like, I don't know how you feel about zoos, but like, I've got my beef with it.
Mm-hmm.
And like there was that. I'm not trying to dig up old memes, but that Harambe thing that happened last year. It's just like it's shit like that. That's like. We need to stop like having interactions with beasts. That's what they are. They're beasts because they are murderous animals, and rightly so because they are wild predators. They're not meant to mingle with us because we are soft bodies. We are not weapons of fucking murder like these animals have.
I don't know
evolved
what
into.
it is with people. They think they approach a wild black bear and they treat it like a domesticated dog.
Just because it's black?
Yep.
I see how it is. If it was like a white bear, it'd be all chill, right? White bear would be like, "Hey, I'll do your taxes, man."
You mean a polar bear?
They're called white bears, I'm pretty sure. I don't know what part of the fucking planet you're from, but where I'm from, they're called white bears.
All right, racist. But yeah, they're not domesticated animals.
Yeah, these are white, like you
like
wouldn't.
I said, they only know hunt, eat, fuck, kill.
Yeah, like coyotes and shit. Like you don't. I remember I read something about somebody like trying to keep a coyote as a pet because they're like they found it, they thought it was a fucking dog. It's like no, it's a fucking animal.
What gave it away? Was it the scraggly hair or like the abnormally large dog living in your house? Or was it the cry behavior that it made every night when it wanted to go out?
Yeah, I don't fucking get it. But, hopefully it's just Darwinism, taking care of
most
itself.
people hope so. But unfortunately, it seems like the dumb are outnumbering the somewhat intelligent.
Well, speaking of intelligent, let's kind of look forward at some sexy things.
Ooh, to the future.
Future's always sexy, right? Technology's sexy. I don't know. What's sexy nowadays? Apparently it's robots, right? That's
I guess that's the hot button right now.
Yeah.
Robots.
I mean, yeah, like for whatever reason, it's just like really in circulation right now. I don't know if they've made like new advancements or they're on the market now or something, but everybody's talking about it, and it's starting to. Everybody's kind of having a conversation about it, which I think is good.
Which is,
just the
what is it?
Sex robots.
Sex robots,
and the basic rules and rights and things that go along with sex robots and like the use of them and what should we allow it, should we not? And when we do allow it, what are the parameters? All these kinds of things. It's definitely an interesting conversation.
Oh, yeah, for sure. But the thing is at what point, like if you want to talk about the law versus morality, at what point can the law interject and go, what you're doing behind your private closed door in your home is now an illicit or illegal activity when... it's like, but had you been using a person,
then it would have been illegal.
Or is it more like, what if you're doing like a BDSM type thing with a robot or a person?
BDSM's not illegal.
It's not illegal, but you can push it to the point where it seems illegal, although it's two consenting adults.
Yeah, as long as it's two consenting adults, anything's okay. But
now at that point,
can robots give consent?
Yeah.
Can
a robot give consent to participate?
I think as long as they're not sentient, if the robot's making no actual decisions other than what it's programmed to do, that's like being like your microwave didn't consent to you putting fucking a bag of popcorn in it, so you can't microwave it. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's like
I
machines.
know exactly what you
machines
mean.
don't give consent.
But
so if it,
like it's just I'm just playing devil's advocate right now.
No, and it's so I'm arguing against her devil's advocate. Fucking roll with the bit. So it's like you can't if it's not programmed to actually act on its own in any way, shape, or form, and it's meant to just do what its algorithm tells it to do, which is bob your head up and down.
Right.
There's no consent. It's doing what it was made to do. It's serving a similar function like a toaster or an oven or a coffee pot. However, if
or
you
toaster oven.
well, I like to keep my toast and my oven business separate. You got to separate business from pleasure. Okay.
Dude, no, you gotta mix and mash, dude.
No, man, that's where it gets messy.
That's where you get the maximum pleasure.
The maximum pleasure.
Yeah, there it is.
Okay, but no, it's just like if you program these robots to make choices, to feel and create original thoughts, which, judging by on how AI is, from my understanding, is very far off in the future.
Yeah, we're pretty far away from that.
When it's like this robot is literally just a hole. It's a mannequin with a really technologically advanced hole and maybe some movement. I think it's okay, but the issue that is like starting to stem up that some people have brought up, people are like, oh, we could use this as like a sort of cognitive therapy for like rapists and pedophiles. And so, like, I think there was something about some guy got a sex robot made from like Japan or something, or maybe it was England, that
Japan
was like child sized.
Yeah.
Or like child, model.
He was in Newfoundland.
Yeah, and it went through like Canada or something.
Yeah.
And it got
They intercepted it and they found it and they were like, "Whoa, what's this creepy childlike doll going to your house for?" And he was like, "I'm going to fuck it."
And it's like, and then people are like, should we allow that, or will it just kind of does it quench that hunger, or does it stoke the fire? And that's an interesting thing for me, because it gets to the point where it's like, does performing the act actually satiate anything, or does it just make you want to do it more?
It's a good question.
Because you brought up a good point about how it's the response you get.
Yeah, it's not necessarily for, this is like kind of like if you want to take like psychology kind of 101, I guess. It's not really about like necessarily the act itself. It's about the response from the victim.
Yeah, the reciprocity of the situation.
Yeah, the reciprocity of the situation.
Barely got over that one unscathed.
Little throwback for you guys there. But it's about that. It's about how they react to the situation.
Absolutely.
That really kind of gets the antagonist, fired up.
Yeah,
so to speak.
And it it merits the question of like, okay, so let's say there are pedophiles. Well, no, there are pedophiles, unfortunately, but like there are sex robots that look like children, right?
Well, not necessarily robots, but dolls.
Okay, like mechanical dolls.
Not mechanical. They're not mechanical in any way. They're just literal, like, what do you call
mannequins,
that? Like
almost.
Polyurethane mannequins.
Yeah, they're just dummies.
Yeah, they're like lifelike rubber dummies.
And, they look and they're shaped like children. It's like, first of all, should we allow that to even be manufactured? Should you you don't see like, it's not, how they make like baby actual dolls for like little kids. Those don't have like fully rendered vaginas and buttholes. You know what I mean? Like they barely have a working mouth. So it's like, first of all, should we allow the production of that? And then second of all, should we allow the sale of it? Or should we only limit it to like, if a sex offender gets, jail time, and then part of the rehabilitation is like somehow we help them through that by letting them have sex with child robots. Like, I don't know what the right answer is, but to me that doesn't seem like it would fix
I guess
it.
there really is, either way, like no matter what you say, there is no right answer.
Yeah, I don't feel like,
if you said this, someone's going to be like, well, what about this and this and this? What about that? And then someone on the other side is going to go the same thing.
Well, because I think
you're
going
to have like an endless back and forth about the whole thing, because one, it's really just, it's a big gray area, dude.
Yeah.
Like it's a whole moral gray ground. Like you can't have like, I do see, like how you were saying with like the whole rehabilitation and like the kind of quote benefits of it.
Yeah.
But it's at the same time, it's like, dude, like where does it stop after that?
Yeah,
like if you allow this, you're setting a precedent and you're opening the door, and now what happens next?
Exactly. Because like I think about all my bad habits, right? And whenever I give in and I try to satiate them, I just kind of end up in a bad cycle where, like, you know, I'll fucking do something and I'll be like, oh, I'll just, you know, dip in once and kind of get a little taste, and then I do that for a month straight. So it's like, if we allow them to like have that experience, are they just gonna just start searching it out more and more and more, or are they gonna do it once and be like, ah, cool, that was fun, I'll see you guys later? You know, it's like, I don't know, because this has never been attempted before. So
yeah, no, it's a total gray area. But
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to treat it like any other type of maybe kind of like an addiction, you know,
disorder, addiction, I guess we could call them.
kind of in that sense,
Yeah.
it's kind of, I guess it would fall under the same thing, you know, where
But you don't you don't have like heroin for heroin addicts.
no, exactly. But what you do have is you have methadone, which is essentially legalized pharmaceutical grade heroin.
But it's still bad for you. It still
It's
fucks
terrible
you
for
up.
you. Yeah, it fucks you up just as much, if not more, than heroin sometimes. But it's still there, and it's still a substitute for the very thing that they're trying to get off of. And most of the time, they get addicted to that
Yeah.
or other pharmaceuticals instead of heroin. So, I mean, it's kind of a catch-22 here.
Yeah.
You can have a doll that looks like a child. Instead of actually raping a child, you fuck a doll that looks like a child. Or instead of doing heroin, you're doing methadone that feels like heroin, but it's not heroin.
Yeah.
But now you're switching one vice for another. But either way, both parties still fall back to their original addiction.
Yeah. Well,
It doesn't really matter. Like, if you gave a heroin addict methadone for 2 months, and then you're sitting at home one night and you drop a fucking bag of H on the table and you're like, hey buddy, oops, sorry, that fell out of my pocket.
Yeah.
What do you think's going to happen?
Let's go ride that white pony.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, I just, you know, I'll leave the greater minds than mine to figure all that out. I'm just going to yell into the void and just scream my opinion out until somebody tells me to shut the fuck up.
Well, welcome to the internet.
We should talk about the embryo thing too.
Oh
'Cause
yeah,
I saw an
babies in
article-
labs, dude.
I saw an article. You mean laboratories?
Laboratories.
I saw an article where this guy was talking about how in like 30 years we wouldn't need to have sex to procreate anymore. Which, first of all, like, fuck you, dude. If I'm gonna have like a miserable fucking child, I'm at least gonna have a little bit of fun out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, but you know, I'm sure he's talking about like people who are like barren or infertile and they can't actually, you know, grow a kid in their own fucking oven anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah, he talks about, you know, gene splicing and genetically altering the DNA and building a kid so like you can have enhanced cognitive abilities, or you can take out parts that might carry disease, like hereditary diseases and things like that. And then you can like choose the sex and the hair color and the eye color and all this other stuff. And it's kind of like, holy fucking shit, dude, that's kind of intense.
Yeah.
You know, you want to talk about moral gray areas, like
That in itself, you're literally altering someone's future before they even have a chance to create their own.
I mean, me personally, I wouldn't have minded if my parents were like, hey, give him a few extra smart points in there. Just, you know, throw him a bone or two. I wouldn't have minded that.
Yeah, it's kind of like you're creating a child in like a
The
RPG.
Sims.
Yeah.
It's
You're
like,
"Oh, what would you
intelligence
like?"
plus 6.
Yep.
Dexterity -4. He's going to be bad at sports. I'm not into that. Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting concept. And I think it's definitely a direction that I think we need to go for parents who are infertile and they can't conceive naturally. Yeah. It's definitely great for that, but I do think that when you can fucking, you know, build a bear your fucking kid and you're just like, yeah, give him like green eyes and blonde hair and we'll call it a day. It's kind of like, whoa, buddy, let's roll the dice a little bit. Let's have a little bit of fun here. You know what I mean? Like, everybody before you had to take a chance on their kid. Like, you should have to too. I mean, yeah, if you're like, oh man, my family has a history of like prostate cancer, please go in and remove that. I'm cool with that. But don't be like, you know, if I can't afford the fucking gene splicing shit and I got to have a kid naturally with my wife, and then, you're over here like, yeah, you know what? Let's do this, and can you just shove all this fucking smart genes in this little egg, as many as you can cram in there, just slam them in. Then like, you know, your kid's born fucking mega mind, fucking off to Harvard by the time he's 6. You know, let's level out the playing field a little bit.
Yeah, I think, I don't know, man. To me, it'll happen that way. It'll be like, oh man, this kid's really smart. Like this is happening, but there's going to be a backlash at some point. Like not necessarily by like the public or like a, you know, protest or whatever, but I mean like something negative is going to happen.
Yeah.
Like a kid is going to, like, they're going to do a gene splice. They're going to, you know, okay, like you were saying, give them, you know, like RPG style, give them +5 intelligence, +3 dexterity, whatever. But this kid's going to come out like a freaking mongoloid.
You ever see a frog kid?
Yeah, you ever see a frog kid? He had no lips.
Yeah.
He was an angel. No,
Hey.
but it's going to come out like that, dude. He's going to come out just complete mongoloid, destroyed.
Eyes on the side of his head.
Yeah, exactly. Like just messed up. And then that's only when that happens is when the backlash is going to come out. They're going to be like, this is a dangerous practice. It's like, no shit.
Nobody can love an ugly child.
Yeah.
I've been saying
it's
it for
kind of hard.
years.
Only a mother. Only a you got a face only a mother can love.
I mean, yeah, it's definitely an interesting concept. I mean, we kind of have that like with artificial insemination and,
You know,
surrogates.
eugenics has been around for a long time.
Yeah.
It's just, how do you, like, towing that line of what's acceptable, like, play
Yeah.
and what isn't, you know? Like, obviously, if you're looking, like, what's really messed up to me is, like, when they go, oh, your kid's going to be born with this deformity, and they go, nah, you know what? Fuck it. And it's like, okay.
Yeah.
But it's, at the same time, I don't know, like, I understand. Like, yeah, you wouldn't want to have to raise a child with these problems, you know, the added cost, you know, cost benefit thing over it. Like, I understand that, whatever. But, like, I don't know. It's just I don't want to, I can't, I don't, we're going to start hitting some serious landmines here.
Well, I want to go back because I forgot to bring this up when we were talking about the sex bots. Would you use a sex bot? Or if there's like a sex robot brothel, would you go?
Are you talking, like sentient sex robots?
Okay, let's say
walk in and they're like,
hello.
They're like, hey, little bear, how's it going? You know, something like that.
Let's just say,
or are you just talking like how they look now, or they're just really kind of...
Yeah, let's say 2 years from now, right? The first sex robots hit the market. And there's like a weird sex brothel. You're a single crude dude out on the town, and you're like, you know what, man? Let's see what all the, like, would you be like, let's go see what all the fuss is about, and, you know, put yourself inside of one of these doodads?
No, because like you said, if it's like 2 or 3 years from now and they open up a brothel, they're all doing that, you're essentially putting your dick into some other dude's fleshlight.
Absolutely.
And I'm not down with that.
But what if they like wash them? They like steam clean them?
No.
Yeah.
I mean, exactly. If it was like, you know, if it was now, but like 300 years in the future, you know what I mean? So if we had like the tech.
If it's like now, but 300 years in the future.
You didn't let me finish. If we had like the tech of like 300 years in the future now.
Okay.
And then they were like sentient robot prostitutes that were capable of, like, they had like an autoclave for a vagina, you know, and they could just like clean themselves out and like fucking do whatever. It's like, all right, whatever. At that point, it's basically an android.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like they're an android or a cyborg is basically a human or a crossover. So it's like at that point, then, fuck it. Literally, whatever. But now, 2 years from now, like I said, you're basically fucking another dude's fleshlight.
Would you, if you were gifted one, would you use it?
I'm sorry, what?
If you were gifted one, would you use it?
Gifted?
Let's say like I'm like, hey dude,
Merry
Merry Christmas.
Like you bought me one?
Here's a sex bot. Use it in good health. Would you try it out? Would you take it for a spin?
Why not? I mean, it's mine, so
it's mine. I'm gonna use it.
Why not?
It'd be rude not to.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why not? Sure. If you bought me one,
okay.
yeah, I'll use it.
All right. I'll keep an eye out. I'll see how expensive they are.
Thanks. Appreciate that.
I don't know if I could do that. It seems like you said. First of all, it's like the fleshlight thing, but it's also like I've seen these things.
Mm-hmm.
Like we were looking at it.
I mean,
earlier.
they're kind of creepy.
They're very creepy. They look like fucking mannequins from hell.
Yeah.
And they were like some botched Michael Jackson like wannabe makeup tutorial, and then it's just like.
You think they got a blanket edition?
Oh my god! Don't even get me started. And they just like. At that point, it's like you could probably just get the job done at home for free.
Probably.
It's like
I mean,
they aren't providing as much of a different experience. Like at that point, you could probably just get a blow up doll and make it happen yourself.
Probably.
I mean,
probably.
Yeah, like you said, like I think like maybe if they had like the sentient android kind of thing from the future, then like maybe I'd give it a turnaround in the old head and try to see blowjob, pun intended, but turn around in the old noggin and try to see maybe I would try it, but as of right now I do not see myself partaking in that particular American pastime.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to give that a hard pass for now.
Would you try a sex robot? Let us know on Twitter at DishGods. Maybe we'll set up a poll. You can vote or just tweet at us. Let's have a conversation. We're going to go on a quick break, and we will talk to you guys very soon. Welcome back. We are here to do the show. What are we going to talk about right now?
Right now, we have Song of the Week.
Song of the Week. It's the Song of the Week. Should we make music for that?
Yeah, I think we should.
All right, we'll dig into that. So... we've got some cool songs. I think we kind of went with more of like an industrial kind of thing.
We definitely did this week.
So let's talk about the song that you sent me, your chosen song of the week.
Uh-huh.
Do you want to introduce it?
It is Skills in Pills by Lindemann.
Off of that album of the same title.
Off of the album Skills in Pills, released in 2015.
Nice. Yeah.
It was the title track from the album.
Yeah, it was a cool song. Very industrial, and like a little more metal and industrial.
Like it had new metal.
It had the guy from Rammstein.
It is the lead singer from Rammstein.
Okay,
I wasn't
Lindemann. Sure. Yeah, Till Lindemann, and then some DJ guy.
Yeah, I can't quite remember his name ever. It's something Tragton.
Okay, it's like DJ Tragton or something.
Yeah, I can't remember his name ever.
Yeah, no, it was a
lot of consonants.
It was a cool song. I'm not like the biggest like Rammstein fan. I mean, I like them. I've just never taken the time to sit down and go through the catalog. And you've been introducing me to a lot of like European music, which has been really cool. And when I put on Skills and Pills, I was immediately struck with just how German it was, because you show me music from all kinds of regions in Europe, like Iceland and Brussels and places,
right? And
there's something about the German part of it that they just all kind of, it's like they had a meeting and they're like, okay, we're all gonna put this on it. Okay, cool, let's do that. And it's not a bad thing, but I just immediately was like, because I didn't know who the guy from Rammstein was or anything, so I put it on. I thought it was a totally different band, and I was like, this is from Germany, I'm pretty sure, and obviously it is. It was a really interesting song, because normally where they would find their faults and lose their footing in a song like this and fall into old cliches, luckily they didn't. There was a lot of unique synth work on there, which I really appreciated, considering one of the guys is a fucking DJ, and he could have just thrown some dub mouse or dead mouse fucking
Dead
shit. Dead Mouse 5 and called it a day. But luckily they kept the song really interesting. I loved the production on the drums specifically. I have a beef though, and that's that the song, the majority of the song is in double time, And I feel like if they had just, in the choruses, if they had cut the drums into halftime, it would have given the song a little bit more bounce, a little bit more room to breathe. And overall, it would have like really cemented the song for me as like a really solid track. But all in all, it was great. I mean, I loved the lyrical concept of, like just kind of discussing the concept of different pills for your life.
Yeah.
And how
there's a pill for every ailment, quote, and quote unquote ailment that you have.
Yeah, like anything for your boner, for your sleep, for anything. And
the blue one keeps your boner stiff.
And there's a great line at the end of the song when he talks about, like, I'm going to take this one to end my life and do it all again or something like that.
Yeah.
And I love that concept of bringing it back full circle and repeating the cycle, just because the song really doesn't tell a story so much as it explores a concept, which I really like.
I mean, it's basically exploring the concept of like kind of to me, kind of the party scene / also
rave kind of scene.
Not really. I mean, yeah, rave too, but just like everyday life.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it doesn't matter who you are. Most people, for some reason or another, take a pill for something.
Yeah.
For something. And that's what the song is exactly about. Is it doesn't matter. I'll take a green one for this, a red one for this, a white one for this. Yeah. It doesn't matter. I need that one, that one, that one, that one. And I'll take a blue one to keep my boner stiff. I'll take 2 just to be sure. And let's go.
Yeah, it's definitely a point, because this record came out in 2015.
Yep.
And like our pharmaceutical culture hasn't really changed since.
No, if anything, it's growing.
Yeah, so it's a really, it feels like a more poignant song. I mean, I know Rammstein usually writes poignant lyrics.
Hang on, this isn't Rammstein.
Well,
by the way,
I'm referencing the lyricist of Skills and Pills and his previous work that I'm more familiar with.
Okay,
so pardon.
Okay. I'm just making sure. You know.
Excuse you. Yeah, he usually writes very poignant lyrics anyway, but with this project, he's stepping out of his bounds. Maybe he's gonna write something about something else, who knows. But no, he stuck to his strengths, and it worked out really well for him. And it's a solid song lyrically, a solid song musically. I enjoyed it. I'll probably go check out the rest of the record later in my free time and hope I find more cuts like it.
It's a pretty dirty album, I should say.
I'm into that.
Dirty in the sense of like dirty beats, like kind of fucking off the wall,
sort of like
something stuff kind of like similar to what you heard in Skills and Pills,
like the Prodigy, almost a little bit too.
Like if Prodigy met Deadmau5 and killed Skrillex and had like a party about it.
Right on. That sounds cool. I'll probably check it out then.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd probably give the song like a 7.5
out of
10.
Nice. Max's Tomatoes, 7.5.
7.5. Would listen again.
Nice.
So, all right.
Very nice. And would you like to introduce your song of the week?
Yeah, my song is How Long by How to Destroy Angels off of their 2014 album, Welcome Oblivion. This was the lead single off the album. I know it was like the big one, but it's always been a favorite of mine. What did you think about it?
I thoroughly enjoyed like the instrumental aspect of it.
Yeah.
The beat, the bass, especially the bass, man.
Yeah, it's a really, like, there's the main bass line they have going on is great, but there's a lot of cool sub moments.
Yeah.
And, like the drums that happen, that's really cool.
So like if you're someone that's really into kind of a bassy song, or you like just putting on your headphones and feeling that little bit of whoop, 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 kind of punch your eardrum, this song will definitely do it.
But it does it in like a chill way too.
And that's the thing too. It does it in a very chill way. I do have to say, the only things I gotta say about the song is that it was moving a little too slow for me. Like I said, the instrumental, the music itself was great. Like if there weren't any lyrics with it, I could listen to it, flawlessly, and it would be a perfect song. It was excellent. But the way the lyrics jived with the actual music, I wasn't digging it too much.
Okay.
I felt like it was it was a little choppy.
Okay.
And it felt forced in some areas of the song.
Yeah.
But other than that, it was awesome.
Right.
I would give it a solid, like you. I would give it a solid 7.5
Right.
out of 10 for Little Bear Tomatoes.
Right. Yeah. I mean, the song, it's interesting. Like, if you listen to the rest of the album, it's Trent Reznor from Nine Inch Nails is in it, and his wife is singing, and it definitely feels like he wrote a lot of the vocal parts, and that she's doing her best Trent Reznor impression on some of these songs.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like How Long is one of those, because
and that's the other thing too, is the first thing I thought about when I heard it is she goes, how long?
yeah,
How long?
yeah,
And all I could think of was, has this been going on? That's the only thing I could think of,
Yeah.
like throughout the entire song when she was singing that part in the chorus.
yeah. I mean, I could see where you come from about it building slowly, because the first verse happens and then the first chorus happens, and the chorus builds up a lot. It's much bigger than the first verse with the layered vocal, and there's a little bit of guitar in there.
Yeah,
And
most
then
definitely.
The second verse is almost, cookie cutter with the first verse. And I feel like if they had added, it has this great like noise drum jam at the end. And
It just felt like it to me. It just felt like it took too long to get there.
Yeah, I could see that. It's a song that I like to pull out every couple of months and listen to it. It's definitely not in my constant rotation.
Oh, for sure. But I mean, like I said before, if there were no vocals on the song and it was just like the instrumental, drums and beats or whatever, that I would crank that like all the time.
Yeah.
And
That's Trent Reznor for
a solid total boom, boom, boom. Like heavy bass, nice chill, fucking something you can just like turn on, roast a bowl, and just chill out.
Yeah, you should check out the rest of the album then. You might like it because it's got a lot of that kind of groove to it.
Yeah.
You should check out the rest of the record.
Sounds good.
Let's talk about one more song.
And by the way, we will be doing a poll again this week.
Again, so you can vote for whose song of the week you like
Whose song
best.
of the week did you like better? You can check them out. We will post links on the description. Also, we will send out a tweet with the songs.
Maybe
this
we
is the
should
song of the week.
Work something out on our
Skills
website.
and Pills and
How long?
How long?
Maybe we should work something out on the website. See if we can get that in there somehow.
Yeah, we'll
like
try it out.
Yeah, we'll see if we can code it up. We do have one more special song we want to talk about. Wild Thoughts
Wow,
by
wow.
DJ Khaled
Yeah.
featuring Rihanna and some no-name fuckface guy who I'm not even going to look up his name because he doesn't deserve it.
You've heard me doing wow, wow, wow throughout the whole episode. This is why.
So this song, they sampled Maria Maria by Santana, a fucking classic if there ever was one.
Maria.
And so they take it, they sample it, and the first thing that I found really funny was like all the critics were like, this sounds a lot like Maria Maria. It's like because they fucking sampled it, you goddamn idiot. Look at the fucking
no shit, Sherlock.
So that's already there. They're already like disgracing this beat. And normally I don't look at music that I don't like or from artists I don't like. I'm not a big Rihanna fan, so I normally wouldn't go and listen to her new songs.
Right.
But DJ Khaled is fucking insane. So anytime he has something going on, I try to kind of stay in his bubble. So if you don't know anything about DJ Khaled, go do some research because holy fucking shit, this guy is ridiculous. So he puts out this song. It's got Rihanna. It's sampling Santana. Sounds like a great fucking concoction. So I jump on this video. It's some weird bullshit. DJ Khaled is playing a Pokemon and he's just shouting his name over and over again.
Yo, I'm DJ Khaled.
I'm still here. And
he lets you know that, by the way, in the music video too.
Yeah, he's
at
just
the very
there.
end of it. He's like, "Yo, DJ Khaled, like I'm still here. Don't forget, I produced this.
I was involved in this somehow. Although I'm pretty sure I think he executive produced it. I don't think he actually touched a key or.
No, dude. I think he was a writer.
Oh my god. Well,
He
that would explain
wrote the
something.
song. It's DJ Khaled featuring Rihanna.
Well, no, DJ Khaled. I'm going to use this super loosely. He writes music,
quote unquote.
But I'm pretty
writes.
sure all he like the Wild Thoughts. All that is the.
I'm sorry, what?
The Wild Thoughts.
There it is.
It's it's like 4 bars of Maria Maria, and it's just looped all over and over again. And I have no problem with looped music. I'm fine with hip hop samples, but don't call yourself a fucking writer when that's the case. You're not a writer. You know how to fucking use copy and paste. So, we'll jump into the song. So the song opens. DJ Khaled is doing his usual bullshit. It happens, and then Rihanna comes in, and she's talking about like pussy and being naked, and
you want to see me naked?
Something about cookies, and then
her nipples,
and then she drops this. And I'm gonna play a clip right here. She says "wah." She like just straight up is just like "wah wah wah." She does not say "wild." She says "wah." That's
wah.
Knowing how the music industry works, specifically the pop music industry, I'm not sure if you can call this pop. I don't know what pop is anymore.
This would be like
we'll just say like
hip hop.
Okay, we'll just say like the popular music, the radio music of today.
Yeah.
Knowing how that works, there was a team of people, at least like 6 dudes, who sat down and was like, "Yo." Like Rihanna probably did a take and was like, wild thoughts. And they were like, you know what? Happier and with your mouth open. White as Kids You Know style. They just had her fucking not closing her mouth at all until she's like, wow. And they were like, that sounds great. Let's fucking take that in. And it's just ridiculous to me that she... That was a choice that was made. That was obviously like a thing. That was a road that they went down multiple times, and that was the best destination they could find. And then the other highlight of it, I mean, other than if you watch the music video, she spends like 90% of it like trying to like seduce this fan that's just like on this
a rusty
like
iron fan,
a crusty old fucking fan that's not even on. I think it was on, and it was like blowing her dress or whatever. And the rapper singer guy, I guess, whatever he's doing, he's talking about pussy. He's saying, it's making me crazy, da-da-da-da-da. But then he says one of my favorite lines ever. He goes, fuck you till you're burned out, cremation. Which is just like, excuse me, dog?
Wrong.
Wrong. I don't know what you get up to in your free time, but if that's what you're using urns for, man... It's kind of nasty.
Yeah.
Like, show some respect for the dead, man.
Check yourself before you wreck yourself.
I mean, you know, it's just like, it gives a whole new...
But also, by the way, the whole video...
It's almost like...
it's supposed to be, from what I'm seeing, it's supposed to be like a homage to Maria Maria.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of poorly done.
Yeah, it comes off more like a ripoff than an homage.
Exactly.
Because I don't think that
there's no real tip of the hat. There's no acknowledgement of the fact that Maria Maria inspired this song.
Yeah.
It's literally them just doing their own thing. And like Rihanna, she's even dancing in the room, and she's alone by herself, just like the woman in Maria Maria video.
Mm-hmm.
She's doing the same thing, except she's more sexual and sensual than, because like Maria Maria, when that came out, that was supposed to be about like a beautiful Spanish, like Harlem, Spanish Harlem woman.
La Pasión.
Yeah, La Pasión. Thank you, Angel.
Wasn't about any fucking wasn't like, I got titties, watch them fly.
Yeah,
and like, I'm gonna fuck
look at
this
me
urn.
wearing this silk shirt with no bra on.
And like, I fuck urns and ashes. What's up? Like, it wasn't any of that. It was
it was about like
a man's burning love for a woman. And I don't know if you can relate to that. It's just about like that. No,
I really like this urn that you have over here on your mantle.
Don't fucking touch my grandmother, please.
The urn, man. It's working
to me.
It's working me up right now.
I'm getting hot. Yeah,
cremation.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a rough song to get through.
Yeah, it really is.
I feel like even if you're a Rihanna fan, you know, she does her thing. Like, she's a good singer and whatever. Like, I have no real qualms. Like, I think she's talented. I just wish she would stop wasting it. Like, she did a fucking Kendrick Lamar track. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Start, Rihanna, please. You don't need the money. Please attach yourself to some good art. She did that great Coldplay tune a while back. It's like, let's stick the ball in the right court.
All right,
Rihanna.
well, you can have that one. That's for you. Keep the Coldplay to yourself.
So now you have 3 songs to vote on for Song of the Week. It's either going to be Skills and Pills, How Long, or Wild Thoughts.
Wow.
So take a listen to Wild Thoughts and let us know what you think. Hit us up on Twitter. You can email us at dishgodshow@gmail.com. Find our site, dishgodscast.com. Facebook, YouTube. I don't think I missed anything.
No, they're all at Dish Gods.
Yeah.
You can find us, people.
Yeah, so thank you for listening, though. I appreciate it. We love doing the show, and we're going to be around forever.
Forever and ever.
Forever.
Forever, ever?
Forever, ever, ever. Forever, ever.
Right on.
Yeah, so thank you so much for listening. Again, you can find us pretty much at Dish Gods anywhere. Please like, rate, and subscribe on whatever service you're listening to. iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, YouTube, fucking weird FM radio that you might have a bootleg copy of.
Someone's probably bootlegging our stream and sending it to you.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. Subscribe to it.
Yeah, subscribe, rate, share it with your friends. Give us, talk to us on Twitter or email us. We'd love to talk with you guys. We appreciate it so much. We will be back next week bringing you more dish goodness. I've been Max.
And I am Little Bear. Remember, keep it sleazy.